beginning of Wisconsin's archery season for me looks a lot different than what it used to. For me, it looks like a giant magnet or an MRI machine. This tells me if my relapsing or remitting multiple sclerosis is progressing or not. Another year with clean MRIs, which means I don't have any new lesions. This happens to coincide with the beginning of archery season. Heading into the season, I had 3 big bucks on my camera that I would be happy to put my tag on. A big 8-pointer, a buck that looked like a mule deer, and a big 10-pointer. Although I saw 2 small bucks on the opener, I was pretty hopeful that a big one would come by soon enough. The standing cornfield creates a natural funnel for the deer. This tree stand location is in a strip of woods that separates an upper field that you see here and a lower field behind me. The strip of woods is only about 60 yards wide, and there's a big deer trail in the middle of it going right behind me. This will come into play later on. After the first day of archery opener, I didn't see any bucks the rest of September. I didn't know it at the time, but this was a prequel to what most of October was going to be for me as well. And they're back. Holy cow. I love chickadees. They remind me of being up north at my grandparents' cabins. I don't think I've ever seen a more beautiful sunrise in Wisconsin than this particular morning. As October marched on, without the sightings of any bucks, I kept telling myself, how lucky am I? How lucky am I to sit in peace and observe nature? It's the end of October and I haven't seen any bucks while actually hunting on stand since September. And even though that's the case, it's not really discouraging to me because I get to come out here and find peace in nature. And also, once this corn gets picked, I know they're going to be showing up. And it should be just a matter of, I would think, a week or so, they'll start picking. The does are around, so it's just a matter of time. Sitting in my stand that has more deer activity on it during daylight hours, but it's also closer to the highway. Nonetheless, maybe something will happen. This was the first buck I had seen in about 5 weeks. I gotta say, his grunts were quite amusing. With a lack of deer movement in general, I decided to go try hunting my parents' cabin in Grant County. We have one lone, beautiful sugar maple in our woods. It's right there. And I get to sit next to the sugar maple. I don't have like some cool story to tell you about, oh, I got this buck on my camera and I got this buck on my camera and this is the buck I named Huge Rack 6000 or something like that. I don't pull the card here very often, and the only buck that I saw like this summer and early fall on the camera that I was interested in shooting was like a really big 6-pointer. I know though that the big bucks are here. Our neighbor Quinn has seen like 175-inch deer in this woods before, so it's just a matter of time before they materialize. And the food plot looks good. And I'm sitting over the water tank. And this year, my dad and I actually put in another water tank over by the cabin. I might hunt there tomorrow. I have to hang my climber stand on that tree. I'll probably hunt there tomorrow. Because there's deer that go through this woods that I don't see, and they're just across the ravine over there. It's really thick. They say wood warms you 4 times. When you cut it, when you split it, when you stack it, and when you burn it. I'm standing here getting dressed right now. At least it's a little one and not some big buck walking through the backyard right now. Each time I would go out to sit at the cabin, this doe would come in. So I decided to name her Darla. And I was hoping Darla would find a boyfriend. Look who it is. It's Darla. At least one deer around there appreciated all the work I put into the food plot. And wouldn't you know it, there's Darla again, without a boyfriend. I was starting to think she was more of a pet than a wild animal. Last morning, I'm sitting here at the cabin. I haven't seen any bucks. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sits, and I haven't seen any bucks. So I'm gonna go home because I can see no bucks at home too. And the corn is being picked on the property that I hunt back there. So I'm gonna use my decoy and see what happens. Tonight is November 3rd. I'm back in Greene County, hunting the property I've always hunted. And they are picking the corn finally. And they're gonna be actively picking right in front of me, and that's okay because I couldn't think of a better way to Pavlov a deer than picking corn or beans. Unfortunately, my team elk hat didn't bring me any good luck, but it was super cool to watch the harvest happen right in front of me. With the corn picked, I could now use my decoy at the ladder stand. What I didn't realize at the time was that this buck couldn't see my decoy from where he was at. Although he heard my grunts, he probably thought it was a little suspect that he couldn't see who was making them. That was the buck that I call the mule deer buck. I've had him on my trail camera quite a bit. He didn't see my decoy, but he heard the grunts, but he wasn't real interested in them. Come back later and see what happens tonight. Round 2, evening sit. It's almost 60 degrees and windy. Straight wind out of the south. Should be a good time. This little buck is one of the ones I saw in September, and he definitely read the script. On one hand, I appreciate the interaction with the decoy, but on the other hand, I always wonder if I'm making him smarter for when he gets bigger and older. Look at that sunrise. This morning I had a big 8-pointer come through behind me, and I wasn't able to get a shot because he went through so quick. Something must have spooked him off the property next to me. He's one of the deer I've had on camera earlier in October, and then in August and September too. Pretty big 8-pointer. So now, instead of using my decoy tonight, I just have him resting in the grass. Just gonna let deer be deer tonight and see what happens. After only seeing those big bucks on my camera for months, it was finally nice to see them on the hoof. And it was cool to see these two smaller bucks actually traveling around together, something you don't usually see during the rut, 2 bucks traveling with each other. That was pretty neat. I had those 2 bucks come out right at dark. And the one's still walking away up in the field right now. Today was the best day I've had so far for deer activity, so hopefully tomorrow is the day. Today is November 7th. I have my yearly neurology appointment with my neurologist, and I always get it scheduled for the middle of the day so I don't miss any hunting action. The joys of having an incurable disease. Everything becomes a calendar. Beginning of the archery season, I have MRIs. Then end of September, I have infusions. Then beginning of November, I always have my appointment with my doctor. November 7th, afternoon hunt. It's 60 or so degrees out, but it's windy. We have a really big weather front coming in tonight, and it's supposed to start raining and then changing over to snow. So my dad is sitting in his stand tonight over here, and I'm looking over the cornfield again, so we'll see what happens. Despite getting wet in the rain, I didn't see any deer, nor did I see any deer the next day on November 8th. But little did I know the big 8-pointer I saw a few days prior was about to make an appearance. You're on duty today, buddy. Historically, I've never had very good luck in the snow. But we'll see. You can't kill one from sitting inside on a recliner. So, trying to self-film a bow kill is extremely difficult, and I wish I had a camera person this time. There's a hot doe over there. There's a shooter buck too. And she's got 3 bucks with her chasing. It happened really fast. I got the big one. I need to find another arrow because I spined him. I need to find my 4th arrow that I missed with the first time. Shoot him again. Well, the decoy kind of worked. Stopped him long enough for me to get a shot. That's where I got him. And he went down through there. Sometimes as hunters, a kill doesn't go quite exactly as you thought it would. This is the first time I've ever shot a deer in the spine with a bow. And I was quick to get a second one in him, but he was about 40 yards and moving from the tree stand, and I had to get another one in him. And then the first shot, I shot at him and missed, but he didn't hear it because of the other deer running around in the snow and the wind. So I was literally out of arrows. And he was crawling around, and I had to either cut his throat, which I never want to do, or I luckily finally found my other arrow, the first one that I missed with, and used that to dispatch him. It's something I never thought I'd have to do. And he's just looked at me. He was looking at me like, Why did you do this to me? And, I just wish I would have made a better shot the first time. Thank you, Mr. Buck. I'm sorry I didn't dispatch you sooner. You deserve better. I think that hunting is a learning experience every time you go out in the woods. I ask myself, what did I learn this time? What could I have done better? I should have made a better follow-up shot, but from the ground instead of the tree stand. The investigators are here to conduct some investigations. So without a doubt, this is my largest deer I've ever taken, both rack-wise and body-wise. His body is big, his neck is enormous. Chloe approves. Don't you, Chloe? I'm Cody Austin, and as always, thank you for watching.